Welcome to the very first episode of the Indie Game Spotlight. So this is a series in which I will highlight some of my favorite indie games that you can play right now. Now, some pretty great indie games tend to be overlooked by the masses, so in this series I will try to rectify that. Every game in this list I personally have played from start to finish and have fully enjoyed, and I will tell you about which parts I enjoyed and which parts I didn't, and I will try to keep this as spoiler free as possible. That's my promise I make to you, so let's get started with our very first game.
I restarted your core systems. You weren't making any sense. And to be quite honest, I'm fucking terrified right now.
Observation is a sci-fi thriller that takes place in outer space, well, rather on the space station called Observation. Throughout the game you uncover what happened to Dr. Emma Fisher, her fellow crew members and the artificial intelligence, Sam, who you will be playing. You watch through cameras or by navigating a floating sphere through the claustrophobic and labyrinth-like space station, and help by going into system menus looking for technical information and solving puzzles. Now the story starts off with you and Dr. Emma Fisher alone in the space station, stuck in one of the modules and both suffering from some kind of memory loss. As you unlock new parts of the space station in order to uncover more of what happened, the puzzles become more and more diverse. The method for solving each puzzle is provided as a scanned document or analyzed schematics obtained while exploring the environment. It's then up to you to work out a specific solution to the task, using everything you've learned while steadily drip feeding new ideas into your memory, in many ways mimicking how an AI learns over time. It's storytelling mechanic too. As you find new technical information around the space station, gaps in Sam's memory core start to fill. So without saying too much about the story because it's really easy to spoil it, it felt to me as if you're actually watching rather voyeuristically through a camera lens how a story unfolds instead of being a part of the story, which is more usual with video games. Now early on you realize that unseen forces are plaguing your mind, or rather motherboard in your case, and personally I would have preferred if the game forced you to choose between actions that are rather beneficial to the crew or to the mysterious forces harassing you. But nonetheless, the story is superb, and it being only 6 to 7 hours long makes it so it never feels dragged out. The gameplay mechanics are my favorite part, so as if you're HAL from 2001 Space Odyssey, you're switching between cameras, opening door hatches, operating communication systems, fusion reactors and magnetic couplers. The puzzles are challenging but not too hard and varied enough to never get bored with it. What I do really want to recommend is checking out the map when you're starting to play the game to find out how the waypoints actually work, because honestly I found the entire space station to be a little bit like a labyrinth and it's sometimes hard to navigate. Besides some lip syncing problems on the PC version, I have had no technical problems to report and can happily recommend the game as not just another horror game, but rather a suspenseful game that replaces jump scares with suspenseful storytelling by making smart choices in it by using measured spacing and twisting narratives. Observation was released in May 2019 by the developer No Code, the team that also made the critically acclaimed Stories Untold, which will also have a separate video in the near future. The game released initially on the Epic Game Store and PS4, but will also release on Steam on May 21st, 2020, a little bit later this month, so that is the reason why I chose this game to start this new series with. If you have played the game, let me know what your thoughts are. I'm super curious what your opinions are. And if you liked the video, be sure to give the video a thumbs up so other people can find it. And if you want to see more content like this one, be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you're always up to date. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next Indie Game Spotlight. See ya!